And yo, 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 welcome. Good morning. We are 𝘖𝘬𝘐𝘬. This is Evan.
This is Nick.
Emily.
Jesse.
And this is 𝘖𝘬𝘐𝘬. We're going to get started with our normal radio show. And we're just going to talk about our weekends really quickly. Nick, how was your weekend?
It was all right. The Gasparilla was awesome, but literally the next day I was hospitalized.
Whoa, what happened?
The flu.
Oh my God, get out of here.
I went down with the flu, y'all.
Yeah.
So then,
You were down with the sickness?
yeah, so the hospital, because of the flu epidemic was so bad, everybody, they segregated the hospital. Like the waiting room, they actually had to make an entire room for people who were having the fevers.
Do you still have it?
Yeah, that's
it's
a good question.
It's pretty much gone, but I still got the sniffles and everything.
This is the last episode of 𝘖𝘬𝘐𝑬𝑚.
Don't worry, y'all. I'm not contagious anymore. I did the 24-hour window. So it's like they took out the vending machines. They required everybody to wear masks, whether if you're a visitor or not. And they literally ran out of room inside of the hospital.
That's terrible, bro. I couldn't imagine that.
Like they literally
That
had
sounds like
to,
some quarantine type.
No,
nonsense.
it really was, because you guys could think of a standard hospital room, right? So
Yeah.
you're thinking like it's just a room like this size that has like 2 beds, because typically there's 2 patients in there.
Mm-hmm.
They literally ran out of room, so they actually cut the room into 3, where they added a 3rd bed. So people were laying side by side by side.
Yeah. Got to get in where you fit in, I guess. Emily, how was your weekend?
It was wild. I went roller skating on Friday with a castmate, and that was cool.
Where'd you go?
United Skates. They had it was National Pizza Day, so they had
okay.
all you
That's
can
what's
eat
up. That's what's
pizza
up.
at night, and so we did that before our show. We had 2 shows this week. I do the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
That was last Friday?
Yeah, Friday and Saturday.
2 shows. What a busy weekend.
Yeah, one was in St. Pete, one was at our regular venue, and yeah, you should check it out if you haven't
That's what's
already.
up.
Check us out.
Jesse, how was your weekend?
My weekend was pretty good. I got Hulu, the commercial-free Hulu, and I watched Miami Vice most of the weekend.
Okay.
Went to Clearwater Record
What's
show, a vinyl record. I collect vinyl records.
Oh, okay. I
So went with my fiance and her parents, and it was a lot of fun.
Beyonce.
And ate some really good peanut butter pie from this place called Sunset Grill in Clearwater.
Is it better than Village
If I
Inn?
wasn't allergic,
Oh my
I'd
God,
try
so
it.
much better than Village Inn. You're allergic to
Village
you're
Inn
allergic to
pies
nuts?
don't even be that good if we being for real.
Yeah, but they're cheap.
Yeah, and they'd be free. That's the other thing too.
Yeah, what's it? Free pie on Mondays
On
or
Wednesday.
Wednesdays, yeah.
Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Shout out to Village Inn.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't sound too good. I didn't do anything this weekend but pretty much work and homework. That was about it. So, but we're going to get into this quick music break. This is the 𝘖𝘬𝘐𝑬𝘐 Show. I'm Evan. And
Nick.
Emily.
Jesse.
Yeah. Yo, we're back with 𝘖𝘬𝘐𝑬𝘐, and we got a current entertainment segment with Nick. So why don't you go ahead and talk to us about it, bro?
Well, y'all, let me tell you about that good old Game of Thrones. You know that they are on their 7th season. They just finished the 7th season, and it was released last year. They have one more season. Like, if they want to keep the storyline, they have one more season to do before they have to end the series. But you know that when it comes down to HBO and stuff, they would never, most of the time, follow what they're supposed to do.
Do either of you guys watch Game of Thrones?
No.
Like on an actual basis?
You don't. You
I don't. I think you might be the first person I know who
Do I
actually
look like I watch Game of
genuinely
Thrones?
watched Games of Thrones.
I saw maybe 2 episodes when it first came out on HBO, and I
I've
just
seen
don't
it
watch
in
it.
passing. There's like a lot of rape in that show. Like, I'm not interested.
Oh
Sorry.
my
Yeah, that show is like
That's how
really
it was
grimy,
back
like
then, when there
unnecessarily
were
for some reason.
dragons, you know,
When they were dragons.
with dragons and all kinds of weird stuff.
Man, let me tell you, like, this show, I've always loved it since the time it came out. My sister introduced this show to me because I always saw it, but I didn't see the show until they were on their 4th season coming out. So my sister was like, because when I first heard of it, I'm like, Game of Thrones. Like, that sounds like a nerdy game. That sounds like something you play on a board or something.
Yeah,
But-
sounds exactly how like Fortnite sounds.
Yeah. Like,
Boom, roasted.
I'm thinking, like just the name alone, I was like, wait, like, why you want me to watch something called Game of Thrones? Like, is that supposed to be like a bunch of nerds pretending that they're knights or something?
That's
Fortnite,
exactly what it is.
bro.
That's exactly what it is.
And then when I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes, I was like, yes, this is good, and it's realistic. That's the thing.
No, it's not.
No, it's
Dragons. Very realistic.
Wait, but
I'm walking out of here.
but
Bro
the,
said that's realistic.
but the dragons did not come until like the 2nd or 3rd season. The first season was entirely like within the families, inside the thrones, without even intermeeting with each other. So that's the realistic part that makes it seem like when in the 1500s, because they don't tell you just what times it's in. So I'm guessing it's like the 1400s. If it was to be something realistic.
Medieval times, yeah, probably somewhere in like 15, 16.
I don't know. It kind of reminds me of the way Lord of the Rings is, and I don't like that either. So
Neither did I.
Unpopular opinion.
Yeah, it's like I haven't.
Oh, you like Lord of the Rings?
I like Sean Astin.
well, everybody likes Sean Astin.
Yeah.
Goonies. I mean, come on. Rudy. I forgot about that movie.
Dang, I haven't seen those movies in a long time either, y'all. Like, y'all, and I have to go back and watch all these movies. You're making me go back to my childhood. I haven't seen Lord of the Rings in a long time. But yeah, when it came down to Game of Thrones, it is kind of realistic because except for the dragons and and if you watch the latest season, those little infected people who has scales. Who has growing scales.
What is that, leprosy or something?
Disease. Yeah, it's almost like leprosy, but it's almost like their skin is just rotting away and it's like scales and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like
Realistic.
yeah, but it's like realistic in the terms where when they filmed the last season, when they say winter came,
Mm-hmm.
they literally waited until they did not film that season until it was actually winter. So when you watch the interviews from the cast and stuff, which the casts are really freaking pretty. Like for shows that, but I'm not gonna.
That's a good way to put it.
Like,
Yeah.
I can't front. Like when you literally watch the show and you're like, ew, these are disgusting, ugly.
Me
like,
watching any
dirt.
show ever.
Yeah, pretty much like disgusting.
Who casted them?
ugly. Yeah, when you're like, oh, like I feel bad. Like I'm sorry, I feel bad when there's an ugly cast member because I'm like, you have to live the rest of your life like that. No shade, but like when you watch the interviews, you're like, oh my god, you're so pretty. They actually are not ugly people, but
They're all British, aren't they?
yeah, they're
Most of them.
I know the midget is British.
Little person, man. That's what
Peter
they
Dinklage
like.
is not British.
There's only
He's not British?
No.
Oh, I thought he
He actually has a really deep voice. He's a pretty good actor too.
I think he's from Michigan. Like, there's only 2 American actors. The
could have
rest,
sworn he was British.
go
ahead.
A lot of them are actually from all over Europe, from Scotland to Ireland to. They filmed the show in like 4 different countries, like Scandinavia, Greenland. Like these people are in a lot
Plot
of
twist, Greenland is actually ice.
Yeah.
We knew that already.
Yeah, a lot of them are from a different locations, but like when you watch the interviews and stuff, they literally said that they literally waited until the season was until they waited until it was actually winter. So they spent like 16 hours in negative 30-degree weather.
You're telling me the seasons are the only realistic thing in this
Yeah,
show.
but actually, but like that it kind of has some historical content because without the mystical creatures, that is literally how they fought in wars, and that's literally like it was literally like the King of England against France, against Spain, like when they were trying to conquer Europe and
You're right.
conquer
So
the
wait,
world.
what you're telling me right now is that dragons are not real?
No, dragons are
I'm not saying
real.
they're not.
Oh, man.
Not real.
Wait, hold up. I backtracked that statement. We have the Komodo dragon in real life.
That's true.
We got lizards.
Yeah,
Lizards.
but there's only one lizard that's actually called a dragon. That's the mighty Komodo dragon off of the Galapagos Islands. if any of you guys want a pet, I'll go over there and voluntarily bring some for y'all.
I'll pass.
Goodness gracious, I'm off that. I think I might get a cat.
Cats are great.
I don't even like cats.
What?
Really?
I love cats and dogs.
No, this is
You know,
separate.
given the option.
This is a separate topic. Hold up.
Dragon.
Cats are
Hold
too
up.
violent, bro. I was at a friend's house, and I had a cat jump on me from the top of the refrigerator.
Yeet.
No, yeet for real.
Was the cat declawed? Because when cats get declawed, like they become
I don't
weird
know.
and very violent.
All I know is the cat
Here.
jumped on me. So imagine you just walking out the kitchen, and a cat jump on your neck from the top of a refrigerator.
That's the end. That's it. You're done.
He was probably like plotting for weeks.
Maybe
how to
he was
do that.
racist. I don't know. That's
They
my
plot.
theory.
They plot, man.
Oh,
Oh,
my
man.
God! I can only imagine you screaming.
I wasn't screaming. I was just like, yo. I was cursing for that matter, but I was just like, yo, bro, get your cat, dog. You feel me?
Cat dog.
your cat,
dog.
Dog.
Anyways.
Oh my God! You remember that show?
Anyway.
But it's like, yeah, they fought in wars and stuff like that. So if the storyline is fake, because of course they wasn't like within the families and stuff. Some countries were, but not all of them. But it's like it's realistic in terms where it looks realistic on TV because there wasn't a lot of CGI. A lot of those stuff was makeup, as it doesn't look like it's
Those
like,
dragons making more money than me right now.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does. They don't
Them big CGI dragons got the check.
I know.
That's where that's at.
Make them bank.
exactly. They don't look fake. Like to me, a lot of the scenes and stuff do not look like they're fake. Like you could watch certain TV shows and movies, you're like, bro, that is so fake. You
I watch
couldn't-
animation.
Well,
Everything is fake.
Anything with a dragon is obviously fake. Everything
Yeah.
glitter isn't gold. You get? Anyway.
Exactly. Unless it's a Komodo dragon. But like I said, if you like a pet,
No.
Unless it's a Komodo dragon. That's funny.
Consider it a wedding present.
All right,
Oh,
we're going to
oh,
get
nice.
into another quick music break. This is the Yeet Deet Show.
All right, guys, welcome back to Yeet Deets. I'm Emily.
I'm Evan.
Nick.
Jesse.
And Jesse just said during the break that he does not know anything about religious stuff.
I don't.
So I'm about to learn you a lesson.
Oh boy.
I usually talk about entertainment, but I decided to try something different this week. So tomorrow, well, first of all, today is Mardi Gras. So happy Fat Tuesday.
I'm a Flash.
Showing Jerry beads.
happy Fat Tuesday, everybody. Yeah, I recommend the movie Mardi Gras Spring Break if you're looking to get into the holiday spirit.
How come you're not at Mardi Gras?
Me?
Yeah.
That's in New Orleans. I can't afford that. I wish. Anyway, Big Frida's from there.
Who is Big Frida?
I'll tell you later. Anyway.
That sounds like an interesting character.
Tomorrow, February 14th, is Valentine's Day, obviously, but also for Catholics, the season of Lent starts.
Don't Catholics beat their children?
Oh my.
That's a rumor I've heard. I'm just asking.
Well, like Catholic schools, they used to be with rulers. I know that back in the day.
I don't even know.
Very cruel thing to do to children.
You threw me off guard for a second. Okay.
So what is Lent?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah, what is
Lent
Lent?
is
Because I have no idea,
it's
honestly.
basically just the first. It's between Ash Wednesday. Ash Wednesday is the beginning. So tomorrow.
What's Ash Wednesday?
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
You can't just skip
I need a
over these
religious
holidays.
lecture here
Oh my
because
goodness.
I might be a demon spawn. I'm not
Ash
sure.
Wednesday is the day where the whole thing is it's the season in preparation for Easter. You guys know Easter.
Easter,
obviously.
yes.
That's when Jesus died.
But that's 2 months away. though.
Bunnies.
It's
Chocolate.
It's actually April 1st, so it's 40 days from tomorrow.
Ooh, 40
So-
days.
Yeah, so it's 40 days because that's how long. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. We should answer it.
Sure.
No.
Put her on speaker.
Oh God, no.
You want to call in on the Yeet Deet Show. We got
Hello?
stuff to do.
Hello, this is Katie, and I'm calling from the healthcare enrollment.
Nope. Sorry.
Healthcare enrollments. You too young for that. What the heck?
I know it happens. I don't know. Anyway,
All
Lent
right,
is the
back
okay.
to Ash Wednesday.
Yeah, Ash Wednesday. That's the first day of Lent. Basically, all the Catholics, and I don't think you have to be Catholic to do this, but all the Catholics go to church and they get ashes on their forehead, and it's just
I've seen that, like
Yeah.
people walking on the. I've
so.
seen.
Tomorrow, if you see people with like dirt on their forehead, they're celebrating Ash Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
It's actually
Gotcha.
it's the Palm Sundays before Easter.
What-
These are all religious holidays.
What's Palm Sunday?
It's
Yeah, I don't know.
it's you celebrate.
Do you get ash on your palms?
No, not that kind of ash. Palm Sunday is the Sunday. It's the week before Easter, and it's when Jesus was coming back into I forget which town. I don't know.
Bethlehem?
It was probably Bethlehem, and they
Could've
were
been.
waving the
Jerusalem,
palms.
maybe?
Maybe Jerusalem.
Maybe.
Oh my God, I'm gonna get such flack for that. Anyway, call in and tell me what town Jesus came into. But they were waving the palms, and that's why we celebrate Palm Sunday. So we go around the church and we wave palms.
So are you like Catholic or Christian?
Catholic.
Not to like end your personal business or
it's-
anything.
I was raised Catholic. My parents are very Catholic.
Same.
I mean, I know my parent, well, not my parents, but like our family, we have a Protestant background, but my mom, she put me into Sunday school when I was really little, and
Same here.
I didn't like it then, and I never really grew up in a religious household, very liberal and open household. So,
Only time
I don't know much
religion
about
was, like, really
religion.
enforced was like at my grandma's house.
Yeah.
Like I would spend summers at my grandma's house in California, and she would make me go to Sunday school, and I just never understood the purpose of that. Like even though it was only 4 hours, it's like why am I going to school on Sunday?
I think if you're a good person and you do the right thing
Yeah.
in life, it shouldn't matter.
I
like,
agree.
You know?
I agree.
Same.
Anyway, we were talking about Lent and Easter. The Easter season's coming up. It's in preparation for Jesus dying.
And don't forget when it comes down to Lent, you have to give up something you love.
Exactly.
For
I'm
40
I'm
days.
getting to that part. I'm trying to like give you the like what it's about and why we do it.
Wait. So why you got to sacrifice something?
Because
I'm getting there. Okay, let me.
let her
You'll
talk.
get there.
Ash Wednesday. Okay, it begins with Ash Wednesday tomorrow. That's when you get ashes on your forehead and you it's like ashes to ashes. No. Dust you shall return.
Yeah.
That's the line. I forget it's slipping
It's
my
like,
mind.
yeah, it's like dust.
Unto
The
dust.
thing. Like it's like they go up to you and they do like almost like a cross.
No,
on
they
you.
do a cross
Oh,
on
yeah.
your forehead. That's how
Oh,
we.
yeah, it's like a
That's
cross
how we
on
do
your
it. Yeah.
forehead.
So that's the beginning of Lent. Lent is the 40 days, and it's a really not sad time, but it's like there's no bells or anything, and it's just a really like somber time, in the church, and yeah. So it's just in preparation, and then Easter is like celebration. He has risen, that kind of stuff. Get it?
I've seen those signs. He is risen.
Yeah, they're everywhere. But yeah, so this is just the preparation, and Jesus was in the desert for 40 days, so that's why we give up something for 40 days to like simulate like the sacrifices that he did. Make sense?
Wait, do y'all start fasting or something?
Yeah, we fast Ash Wednesday and every Friday during Lent. So we can't.
So you can't eat for the entire day.
No,
on
we can't
Friday?
eat. We can't eat meat. We can eat like fish and like dairy and stuff like that.
And I
but
think
it's
a lot.
just-
I think a lot of religions do that. Like,
Yeah.
What's so
too.
significant about meat though? Like you can
Because-
eat.
Wasn't it like holy or something over there in the Middle East?
Yeah, in the Middle East they give up meat because it's like it's more like because of the sacrifice of an animal, they cherish the animal's life, so they don't want people eating like meat because it's an actual value.
As a
I
way
didn't
of
know that.
commemorating Christ's crucifixion on a Friday, they abstain from eating meat on that day of the week during Lent. The only kind of fish they eat on Friday, the only kind of flesh they eat on Friday is fish, which is a symbol of Christ. So, yeah, every Friday,
fish.
every other day. I have a funny story. A couple of years ago, I went to my friend's birthday party. Her birthday was the 11th, and so her birthday's during February during Lent. And I went to her house for this birthday party, and she had like a bunch of like pepperoni pizza rolls. And I was like, that's one of my favorite foods. And she's like, Emily, we got pizza rolls. I'm like, yes. And one of my other friends was like, Emily, it's Lent. I'm like, crap. So I couldn't eat any meat because it was on a Friday that year. So, but yeah.
I usually give up something. I can't just give up my meat like cold turkey. Like I always give up.
Well, that's a
something else.
given. You have to fast, but and abstinence, obviously. But
I always give up either peanut butter or I'll give up candy.
Right.
And
So-
for the substitute.
I was gonna ask you guys. You guys don't practice, but if you had to give something up for 40 days, what would you do? And also, you don't always have to give something up. Like people have started like being productive. Like one of my friends is trying to do better in school for 40 days, and then it carries on after Lent. So would you give something up, or would you try to like do something kind of like New Year's resolutions kind of thing? Does that make sense?
yeah.
It's like the end of we call it the liturgical calendar. It's like the end of the year for in the church. So it's kind of like New Year's resolutions is what Lent is.
What about you, Evan? What would you? I don't know. I'm trying to think.
What would you give up, or
so I just
try
passed it to you, man.
for 40 days or
Probably
longer?
PS4. I barely play it as it is now. So
Yeah, video games
I could
definitely.
probably do without video
Yeah.
games for 40 days.
And I don't eat
That's
meat
about it.
now. I eat fish. And
Yeah,
I-
so it would be easy for you.
got
I
a
mean,
head start.
it's normal.
Yeah, it's like last year, like I said, I gave up peanut butter and cursing for 40 days.
Did you succeed?
Maybe on one part.
Yeah, actually, no, I did really good with the cursing. Like, I used to stop myself. I actually stopped. I made it through, like, the 35th day out of it, and I accidentally
Not bad,
slipped.
not bad.
But, like, I actually did give up peanut butter, so I didn't eat peanut butter.
You have to give it up until Easter.
Yep, Easter is when you can
Okay.
start up again or just continue. I mean,
Yeah, so,
like I said, it's kind of like New Year's resolutions for the Catholic Church.
I love peanut butter, so I gave up peanut butter cookies, peanut butter
Soda
jelly.
is a big one. Losing weight is a big one. I don't know. I haven't thought of anything to give up or to do for Lent, so I might do a Twitter poll later and be like, what should Emily give up for Lent?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I got to say about it. You guys?
Interesting stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
I did not know what Lent was until that, so I feel more.
Also, Valentine's Day is tomorrow, so I hope you guys have a...
Scam.
And all this church talk, I'm getting scars on my body
Oh my
randomly.
god, your arm is entirely red.
Oh my god. Repent.
Am I
my
the spawn
God.
of
Repent
Satan?
those sins, bro.
Possibly.
All right, we're going to go to another quick music break. You're listening to Yeet Deets. And we're back with Yeet Deets. And the next segment we have is with Jesse. So
Yes.
what you going to talk about?
Like
Well,
it's a
we're going to
class.
do a little more entertainment news. The Solo, a Star Wars story trailer came out
Yes.
last week. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but a lot of people are very excited for it. It hits theaters May 25th, so pretty soon.
Buy your tickets now. They're going to go fast.
Well,
Maybe.
we'll get into that. We'll get
I
into
haven't
that.
even seen the last one.
Oh, The Last Jedi?
Yeah.
Well,
That's a
It's
whole
a-
different segment. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
wait a
yeah.
minute.
so it's going to be a 2-year gap between 2017's The Last Jedi, which just came out, and the next episode after that. But this is pretty much going to be based on Han Solo. He's a smuggler. Harrison Ford played him in the original series.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he died in what's the one that just came out, or 2 weeks ago?
I have no clue about Star Wars.
Last
so.
Jedi?
No, not The Last Jedi.
Wait. I wasn't
One
listening.
before that.
Force Awakens.
Yeah, Force Awakens. They killed him off in The Force Awakens. So it will explore Han Solo's life in the years leading up to where he meets Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi in A New Hope.
Is he still white?
Yes.
Is who still
Thanks.
white?
Han Solo.
Han Solo.
Wait, did they change him up?
No,
No,
I'm just
no.
being- I'm being
Oh,
dumb.
okay,
Just keep
okay.
going.
But Donald Glover is going to be playing Lando Calrissian, who...
They got Childish
Childish
Gambino in
Gambino.
Star
man,
Wars?
it's,
Okay.
pretty big deal. And Billy D. Williams played Lando Calrissian in Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. But
Wait, who's Childish Gambino playing again?
Lando Calrissian,
Okay, I shouldn't even ask. I don't even know who that is.
he's awesome.
Isn't it? Watch the originals. Oh my
Yeah, you
God.
got to watch the
Oh my
originals.
God. I do
But-
not know who Lando is.
For me, the Rogue One was really good, and that was a standalone
Yeah.
Star Wars. I really enjoyed Rogue One. Last Jedi, though, I don't know. I feel Disney is ruining it a little bit
I liked it.
for me
I might have to agree with you on that.
because
Convince me otherwise. I
okay,
liked
so while I was watching this film, I watch it with my parents. My fiance really doesn't like Star Wars that much, but she goes. She saw The Force Awakens with me, but this one she did not see. And as I was watching it, I felt like everything I fell in love with at a young age with Star Wars was dying off. So they're killing characters off. Han Solo in The Force Awakens, Luke Skywalker.
Wow.
Spoiler
it. Are you
alert.
kidding me? It's out of theaters.
I did not see the movie yet.
It's out of theaters. All bets are off.
Yeah.
If you don't know what happens already, then that's you.
Yeah, okay. I thought it was a spoiler, but if it's already out of theaters, then you're late.
Yeah.
It's all. I was gonna go to the movie code tomorrow to see it.
Oh,
Get it on DVD.
BS.
Get it on DVD when it comes
no,
out.
I really was. Like, I don't have a bunch of homework, so I was gonna go over there.
Oh,
So I think in order for this Han Solo's story to succeed, I think it needs to bring secondary characters that were really good in the other movies. Jabba the Hutt, bring him back. Boba Fett. Maybe bring in...
Is Jabba the Hutt the fat guy?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
From Return of the Jedi. See, you've never seen it, but
I'm
you
into
know
that.
the characters.
I'm into that.
They're iconic. So for me, these new characters that they're making for The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens, Rey, Finn, Poe, they just... I don't know.
They don't appeal. I feel like you
there's
can't...
no character development. They're just there.
Yeah.
Like they've always been there, but they're not as good. The acting is not as good. Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher,
I feel like
Harrison
you
Ford.
can't, with these kind of movies, like, they're not reboots, they're like continuations, but I feel
Yeah.
like you can't go into them with like the mindset like it's like the ones that you grew up with, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Because like the originals are different from the prequels,
I just...
and they're all
Exactly.
different. They're all for a
Yeah.
different. Well, not they're for everybody. I don't want to say they're for
They're-
a specific generation,
Right.
but like it's a new generation that's growing up with it. I mean,
Right. They're almost making it for everybody now instead of like just sci-fi fans, you know?
is that a bad thing? I don't know.
I
Well,
mean, I don't
It
know.
kind of like takes away from the original franchise if you
Right.
think about it. Because that was like the original
It was
core of
iconic.
Star Wars fans was like die-high like sci-fi guys.
Right.
Yeah.
And here's my
Exactly.
thing. Disney, they kind of dumb it down a little bit, the movies, I think, personally.
They do. I'm sorry.
Because Disney's
And-
too family-oriented, so they got to like
Right.
somehow.
And the main villain of these new movies, Kylo Ren. Okay, you have Kylo
Ben
Ren.
Swolo.
Yeah, you have Kylo Ren here and Darth Vader. Darth Vader is so much more iconic. Disney cannot get a villain right. They can't.
Kylo
I don't
Ren's
think
an
so.
emo piss baby.
Even
Well,
Oh,
like,
wait, Disney tried to exclude Darth Vader or something?
I mean, they brought him. They brought his helmet back that
Wait,
he
so-
wears.
He died, so I mean,
Yeah,
He died?
He died.
Okay, never
But
In the
okay.
original.
But if you're gonna, try to replace him, you gotta have a good villain. That's what
I don't
Star
think he's
Wars
a replacement though. I think he's like it's new. Everything is new.
I just don't.
It's not not.
Well, like the thing is that like what y'all saying when it comes down to Disney dumbing down the characters, like I feel like Disney should have never brought it because they're not going to put in.
I'm with you
violence.
there. They're kind of ruining
think-
Hollywood studios
But
with
the-
everything.
I
Like
don't.
they're
Yeah.
Star Wars was the last thing that Disney needed. Like I feel like Star Wars is so out of place from what Disney is known for.
They're gonna take over the world. They're gonna buy everything. They're
buying
Fox
everything
now.
and
Disney going
Marvel, obviously.
Amazon.
I mean, I'm happy that they have a good home at Disney, but like, I don't know.
I just feel
they
like
don't need all the extra stuff.
I mean, besides the animation movies, can you think of a good Disney villain like Marvel or Star Wars, whatever they own? Like even the Marvel movies, I can't think of a good, like an amazing villain that is just so good.
that's because they cannot put violence in Disney
I'll
movies.
get
I mean,
back
there's
to you.
violence.
I'll get back
but-
to you on that
Not-
one.
but not like violence like how the original Star Wars was.
Right.
Like they can't just put a bunch of killings and stuff because of it being family oriented.
There's a difference between like Mickey Mouse and like Star Wars.
Like, did you
dig?
guys see the Avengers trailer, the new one?
Yes, I
Infinity
cannot
War.
wait.
I mean, you saw Thanos, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
He just looks like a purple Stone Cold Steve Austin from like WWE.
Got him.
He just doesn't.
Roasted.
So you wait all these years and build up all these movies: Iron Man, Captain America, The Avengers, Incredible Hulk, and you just have this bald purple dude who
I love that. I'm into that.
I don't know, man.
I'm into that. There should be bald purple dudes in every movie.
I don't know, and
You're doing great, Disney.
yeah,
Bald purple dudes.
I'm telling you this now. Captain America better win this battle.
yeah.
Wait,
That's
what
all I care
battle?
about. Because of the new Avengers movie, they're bringing every single person.
That's
on
a
Earth.
different.
Yeah,
that's
that's a
another-
whole-
other segment.
That's a whole thing.
Yes.
But I don't like purple Stone Cold Steve Austin, so just gonna say that. But Solo, Star Wars story comes out May 25th, so you guys might want to check that out if you're not a Star Wars fan. But if you have time in your busy schedule, check out Rogue One because I really like that Star
Shout
Wars
out
movie.
to Rogue One.
I have to go.
Rogue One's amazing.
See the last one.
You're
that came out.
2000 and late.
Definitely.
Hey, but I did get to see the last Maze Runner, so I am 2000 on time.
That's
What-
not on the
Maze
same level.
Runner.
That's not on the same level as Star Wars. Okay.
But it's close though.
No.
Well, at least No, it's not.
Look, Maze Runner, Hunger Games.
Let's go to a music break. I'm done.
Yeah, let's go to a music break. We're going to
about it.
listen to Blue Monday by New Order. Pretty cool 80s song. Hope you guys enjoy
That's a
it.
big sea monster.
Yo, welcome back to Yeet Deets. And we're going to do a quick segment. Kyler, you still there?
Turn the phone up.
What? Kyler, can you hear me?
Hang him up.
Yeah, never mind. You're out of here.
Thank God.
Anyways, that didn't
phone
go as
gives
planned.
me that phone.
That phone gives her anxiety
Yeah, it
for
gives
some
me a
reason.
heart attack. Not after that last episode.
I'm gonna figure it out for Thursday, sooner or later.
Go for it. Go for it.
Anyways, this next segment I want to talk about is Tampa Pro. It's this skateboarding competition coming up March 5th through
I'm a
the 8th.
skater.
Oh, really?
I bought a skateboard like 2 weeks ago.
All right. No, it's a. Do any of you guys know where Skate Park at Tampa is at?
No.
Mm-mm.
It's like, all right, it's like this big crusty warehouse on like
Sounds
50th,
about right.
50th Street in Columbus, like on over. It's kind of near here, but like I want to say like 4 or 5 miles away from here. But it's been open since about like 1993, and they've been having pro competitions since like 1996.
Like Tony Hawk?
Yeah. Tony Hawk's been there. Any pro skater you can think of has been in Skate Park at Tampa. And like it's funny you mentioned that because Tony Hawk was actually like skating there like often, like back in the 90s before he like really got too famous.
Oh, that's cool.
Because they had like a big half pipe, and that's what he's known
Right.
for, like vert ramps and stuff like that. So yeah, Tony Hawk has been there, Bam Margera, Mike Vallely, all kinds of like legends. But they have this pro competition every year, and they change the course up, and it just gives them a good platform for all the pros over the world. It's not just America. That's a good thing. They got pros from like Germany and Brazil and Amsterdam, just a whole bunch of, professional skateboarders coming in for a big competition. And you guys, have you ever heard of a moat race?
No, what is this?
Sounds filthy.
Yeah, it is filthy.
Oh, I'm intrigued.
Exactly.
Go on.
So you know how like you walk past and you see like a ditch, and like sometimes when it rains the ditch fills up with water, but it looks like all muddy
a
and muck.
moat.
And,
Yeah, like-
like a moat.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have a moat like out in front of the skate park at Tampa, right? So they have like it's like a bridge where you entrance, but under the bridge is like the moat, and then the moat it spreads out from both sides on either side. But they do every year at Tampa Pro and Tampa Am. They make these. They have this contest called the Moat Race, and mind you, they get 8 kids, wherever they can find them, and they promise them $100 and some new gear to run from point A to point B in the moat and just get covered in nothing but like sewage and feces and just rainwater and just all kinds of just nasty stuff. And to make matters worse, like just as something funny, they like to throw eggs. They like to throw eggs and powder and like raw meat at the people running through the moat race.
That's terrible.
So my question is, would you do that for $100?
Maybe like 500.
1,000.
I wasn't listening. The moat race?
You're so bad.
Yes. If I get, I don't know what you just said, but yeah, money.
Would you run through like mud, feces, and get eggs thrown at you for $100?
I'd do that.
And new gear, new skateboarding
I'd do that
gear.
for a corn chip, dude.
Oh my god.
Oh my!
I feel like I already
goodness
do that on the daily, so.
Emily's standards are pretty low, I think.
Do you know me?
I'm not cheap. You pay me 1,000
gracious.
per
I couldn't do
element.
that, bro. 'Cause you got to get a tetanus shot after that. So
Oh, yeah,
you
true.
can miss me on that.
Yeah.
I already got my tetanus shot when I was younger, but I have to get another one.
That's a cool story. Tell it again. That's a Pee-wee joke.
So I already got my tetanus
So
shot
is
when I
this
was
open
younger.
to the public or like all the time or?
Oh, it happens every year. So like it's an annual thing, but it is open to the public to watch. You can't just pull up and try to skate the contest with the pros.
Dang
'cause-
it.
What about like when there's not a competition going on? Can you still?
Oh yeah, skate park at Tampa. Yeah, it's open. It's open year round. So they just like 2 times a year they close it down just for like strictly the amateurs or the professionals for like because they got Tampa Pro like I'm talking about where the pros come to town.
Right.
And then they got Tampa Am where all the amateurs come to town from all
Okay.
over the world. So those 2 times a year they kind of close it down. But throughout the rest of the year you can skate it whenever you want.
Okay.
But
Interesting.
Am like amateur and pro isn't professional. It makes sense.
But like, could you go there today? Like, if you wanted to go skate, you could go there today if you wanted to.
yeah, I could go there right now if I felt like it.
Go
Pretty
go
cool.
now. Bet.
Nah.
I thought it was like closed to the
Oh, no.
We'll
professionals.
take
Nah.
it from here.
Nah. I wanted to mention something else. I can't remember. Oh yeah. I guess did you guys read that Quincy Jones article?
No,
You guys
I
didn't
heard
read
about it, but I didn't read. I know he went off on
I'm illiterate.
Trump or Melania or something like that.
He called Trump a effing idiot.
Yeah.
And then get this, he said his you know how old he is, bro. He looks like somebody's grumpy grandfather.
Yes.
Oh my
But
God.
he said he dated Ivanka Trump. Now, true or false? What do you think, Jesse?
Well, Quincy Jones is a very good musician, but I think he's losing his mind. But he is right about Trump. So,
I agree with you on that.
so we can
That's a
all
good
agree on
point.
that, I think.
Yeah. What else did he say? Oh yeah, this one kind of got me. He said Michael Jackson was a thief. Like he lifted songs from Donna Summer. Like you know who Donna Summer is, right?
Yeah.
Bad girl.
Yeah. So basically, he lifted the riff for Billie Jean. He got that from Donna Summer, which I never. Which
Well, like the bass line.
I guess. I don't know. I forgot which
I could
which
hear
Donna
that.
Summer song, but it didn't surprise me because Donna Summer's a great musician.
Yeah.
But it just surprised me when he said like to mention that after their relationship. And
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, I could hear that because a lot of Michael Jackson's bass lines that he used were Motown, Motown bass lines, and that's where Michael Jackson, came from.
Yeah.
A lot of his music.
Exactly. But what time is it? All right, I want to get into this next music break before we run out of time. This is Yeet Deets. We're going to get into some Megadeth real quick. And welcome back to Yeet Deets. And just to recap, today we had an entertainment segment with Nick. He was talking about Game of Thrones. Emily, she touched briefly on Lent and as well as Valentine's Day. Jesse, he was talking about the new Star Wars movie that I'm definitely anticipating it after that. And I touched briefly on the Tampa Pro issue. So I hope you guys tune in next week at 10 o'clock. And Jesse?
Yes, you can follow us on Twitter at yeetdeets.com. We do this every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Also, we have an Instagram. Just search Yeet Deets and, give us a follow. And hopefully you guys listen. And if you have any suggestions, you can always tweet us and post on our Instagram. If you want to talk about something, music requests, anything like that, feel free to reach out to us.
Mm-hmm. So this is Yeet Deets. Emily had to run a little early, so it's just us signing off. This is Evan.
Nick.
Jesse.
All right, and thank you guys for listening, and tune in next week.